Hey, it's been a while. So the last few days, as some of you might know, I've been actually dealing with some personal matters, and specifically, I have lost my cat. So I need to take a few days off to deal with it, to grieve, to bury him, and just take care of myself, because losing a family member, your best friend, the king of your life, and all that is hard. And I've been trying to pick myself up, because it's a lot. So I cried my eyes out and everything, but now I'm doing better. It's not like it's something you can let go of, forget or anything. It's just like everything from now on will be like, damn, it's different. So I'm different as well, a little bit. And I guess like in this video, not to ramble or waste your time, I thought that because dealing for me with this thing is a little bit easier, and one of the reasons why is the ability to connect with him after he's gone. And so this video, I thought like I'll share a few ways for others like you, and specifically like if you have lost someone you love, where it is a human, where it is an animal, anyone. If you lost them and you miss them, if you wonder how are they doing, are they okay, you want to check up on them and all that, I want to give you a few tips of how to contact them and sort of dealing with the sort of thing, like not like how to grieve and all, but sort of how to get in touch with them, how to get the answer, how to sort of get the assurance that they're okay. And it's a lot. And the biggest thing, like where I want to start with this whole subject, is having to let them go. Because we wonder, like, let's say when they die, emotionally we're still holding on. And because we're holding on, they can't leave. They feel like they're inclined to stay. Like if you lose someone you love, where this is a person or an animal, because of your emotional attachment, and you miss them so much, they mean so much to you. And just with everything you're dealing with all the grief, they might worry about you. They might need to stay to take care of you. They like the physical body is gone, but they're still here, hanging out on earth, and maybe even staying next to you because you're the one who's grieving the most. You're the one who's in pain, and they can't leave because you're not letting go. And for me, that was the hard part. Like, damn, I lost my best friend. I lost my family member. I lost someone who just meant so much to me. Like, I can talk about him so much, and just thinking about him puts me to tears again. And I'm trying to deal with it. But like, man, every single little scar he left me, I appreciate that because every time I look at it, like, hey, that's this little thing he left, So, and like, just like yesterday when I think it was yesterday, yeah, when I put him to sleep, the last moments with him, and just like he understood it all, and just damn, really hard to handle. And with it all, like, it was super hard to deal with it because it just felt so heavy. And dealing with emotions, I knew that I had to let him go emotionally. Like, it's not something like you can forget or anything, not at all. But to let him know, like, hey, I'm sad. It's a massive loss for me, but I want to tell you that I'll be okay. That you can go. You don't have to stay. You don't have to worry about me. It's time for you to start your own new life and be free and do what you want. But you have to let them know that you're okay because they can't leave if you're not good. If they love you, if they care about you, and you're the one who's in such pain because you lost them, they will want to take care of you because of your connection. So you have to let them know, like, hey, I'll be fine. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of myself. You go. It's time for you to go. And so you give them a message, no matter who it is. And you have to tell yourself that as well. One of the things is what happens when we experience a shock, an emotional shock, when we lose someone, when life happens, and you might be dumped. You're the girl that you love your whole life is now someone else, and you didn't even have the chance to say I love you, and all those things that, like, you're just like trying to be with that person no matter what, and they disappear. And there are tons of things that can hurt you in life. With all that, when we experience this emotional shock, we have to take care of ourselves because the body is inclined to get sick. It's not just the stress, it's the emotional shock, and it's a lot to handle. And the body, because of this massive loss, will experience the symptoms of, like getting a cold, the flu, and all the other things, and you will feel sick. So after letting go of someone emotionally, you have to tell your body, like, it's okay. I'll be able to deal with it. Thank you for helping. But you have to communicate not just to the people or beings that you let go, but to your body as well. You have to assure your body that everything is okay, that you'll take care of it. And, just like assure the beings you're letting go, assure your body. And now that everything is assured, for me, like some of the steps when I was with my cat and, the last moments, one of the things I did is just sort of I got in touch with all of my aspects throughout the multiverse. And that being, if there's another part of me anywhere in the entire multiverse, that part of me, whether it is just the courageous part, whether it's just the explorer, the family person, doesn't matter. I made sure that every single bit of me throughout the multiverse, wherever it is, whoever it is going to get a message like, hey, I'm going to lose someone I love dearly and so much. And I want all of you to pay attention to this specific being and be there to protect him, to take care of him, to guide him, to make sure he has a smooth transition, which means that every single part of you, doesn't matter if you're here on Earth, if you're somewhere in the Andromeda or whatever part of you out there exists, they get the message because you're simply connected. So you have to tell other aspects of yourself a message and give them sort of a mission. This is kind of like default setting. Like some people are willing to get out of body. Some people are willing to manifest something in life. Simply law of attraction, just like working towards it. All of your aspects will get this message. It's kind of like programming self. Whenever you focus on something a lot, every single part of you hears the message and they will try to help you out. So if you choose a specific goal, even if it is, hey, I'm gonna lose someone, I want to make sure you guide them. I want to make sure you help them to sort of like have this good transition. So after I gave other parts of me the message of take care of my cat, take care of him, guide him, make sure like he has a smooth transition, goes wherever that is really good for him. Like I felt much better because I knew that he won't be alone, that he won't be lost, and even if there might be assumptions of me or someone else that like, hey, what if he doesn't know about what's going on? What if he doesn't know about soul traps or possibilities of like getting stuck and all? Or I don't want him to reincarnate here again. What do I do? Well, I use parts of myself to prevent that from happening, and it's just sort of parts of me will appear next to him, whether he passes away and stays here on Earth as like an astral body, or he opens his eyes and he's in space, or he opens his eyes and he's somewhere completely else, It doesn't matter where that is. There will be parts of me who will see him, who will appear as me if needed, and will talk to this being, will help them and make sure they have all they need, they're safe and all that. That being said, after I assured the whole thing for myself, and like it's easier with animals because they're not talking to you out loud. And they're not talking in English, Lithuanian, or some other language yet. But with people, there might be loved ones who will not believe what you say. If you say like, hey, well, what if the light trap is not the best thing for you? Don't go there. Don't talk to this and do this. And you might give them instructions of what to do after they die. Not all of them will buy your story because of their own belief system. You don't have to sell it. You don't have to assure them. You don't have to make them believe you. This is the last thing you want to do. And if they're not going to believe what you say, or they're not into that, or you don't want to shock them or anything, simply by telling your other parts, they will be there to guide a person or being, and they will help them out. So no worries there. Don't try to influence someone else by sharing your beliefs. Simply give another part of yourself of what to do, how, and that'll be taken care of. That being said and done, after they're gone, now what? So there are like a few ways you can communicate with them. The thing is, the beings out there, they're telepathic, they're intelligent, they're very conscious. So simply with your own thoughts, if you want to talk to someone you love, you simply have a thought and direct it to them. Like, hey kitty. And you know who specifically you're talking to. And then you say like, hey, I really love you. Thank you for being in my life, or, like whatever you want to say. You can ask them questions, you can talk to them and share your story and all. But the thing is, you have the freedom to communicate with that being. And some of you might want to talk within your head and simply direct them a message and they will pick it up. They'll pick it up. The only thing is, when they will try to communicate with you, will you be able to know that it's them? So like it's the thing like of directing it to them and then being able to receive it, by, hey, I feel much better and lighter. I know that heaviness, like for me, when I talk to the my cat and after the loss and everything, the day when I woke up, I felt much lighter. Like the whole pain and everything I've had was completely gone. And it's not like I don't miss him. I miss him a lot. But I know that like letting go of it all and letting me know like I'm fine. I'll be able to take care of myself and I'll be able to move on. But I will not forget about you. Like I'll think about you and all that. But like you go. And letting him know that, setting him free from myself so that I wouldn't keep him there. It's like, hey, I miss you, stay here. Like giving them the freedom to go. And then at the same time, if I communicate with him, like, let me know if you're okay. Let me know if you've made it, that you're safe. And just deep inside, I feel it. I pick up, like, he's good. Like, I have this idea, I have this thought, I have this feeling state. And whether you pick it up telepathically, whether you see it in a dream, where does a thought appearing, like, you have to be able to tell if it's from them. And you just have to trust yourself. You just have to trust it. So that being said, some of you might do it with like just like your mind. Some of you might talk out loud to them if you're safe in your own environment. Another thing you can do is take a sheet of paper. Take a sheet of paper and write them a letter. The thing is, when you write a letter and you just leave it in a visible place and sort of like give them like, hey, I wrote you something, please come here and read it. So they'll be able to use their astral body to come over here and read everything you've said in the letter. So make sure it's in a visible place. And, some of us are like, hey, I'm living with someone else. I don't want them to see it. That's okay. You can use your mind alone and just sort of think about it and direct it to them. But those who are feeling safe to communicate with a letter, simply leave it in a visible place. And being able will be able to come, like read everything. Doesn't matter. Like animals, we're sort of thinking like, oh well, what if animals can read? It's not about the physical shape they had. Once they pass away, they literally can have any kind of form and shape they want. So they can move into a human body or someone else, read it, and then if they know you're only comfortable seeing them as an animal, they will appear as an animal, but they can actually shapeshift into anything else that they want. That being said, they, after reading the message, will try to communicate with you as well, and they might appear in your dreams. They might give you some messages, or simply if you have some sense of communication, like, well, if I see two birds, it means yes, and if I see that, it means no, and all this stuff, you can program it yourself, but don't overdo it. Don't sort of start like, do it only to empower yourself. Don't start worrying and all that. So that being said, after giving them a direct message, after writing a letter that you can do, another thing is in your dream, like how we have this inner body clock, and it's kind of like, if you tell yourself like, hey, I need to wake up at 6 a.m. and you set the alarm clock, but you had this intention to wake up at a specific time, your body will wake up before the alarm clock rings. And because you have this ability, you say it, you have the intention, you've made a decision, and that alone is enough to have your body do it. You have the power. So the same thing could be done with, I'm gonna meet him, her in a dream. I'm gonna see them. And literally in the dream world, whether it is just a dream, whether it is like lucid dream, astral, ubi, you can meet them, you can talk to them, and they will show you what is up. So having said, like, for me, like, these are the best ways. Like, I knew, like, when I woke up this morning, I knew he's fine. I knew he's free, and I knew he's doing much better. Like, I feel lighter. I feel like, hey, everything's good. And no matter how much time passes, I can always reach out to him. I can always talk to him. I can always tell him how I feel. And for me, it's easy because I can get out of body. I can get out of body myself and be in his journey, see what he's doing next, make sure like I'm there to help him if he needs it. And some of you, you might want to learn how to astral project and get out of body if that is a thing for you, but like others have a really hard time with it. So just because you can do it, it's okay. There are like plenty of other ways. And yeah, like I think like these are just like a few things I've did so far, and I'm feeling much better because I know that well-being is safe and he's good. And that alone for me is like, he transitioned, he's safe and well, he's in the world I know, and that's all I need to know. Like he's good. And so for me, I guess that'll be that'd be it. I think like regarding giving the message, there are plenty of other ways to do it. And if any of you are trying to communicate with your loved ones that you might have lost, feel free to share the ways you're doing it. Like what are some of the things have used in the past, and all if you use it at all. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up. So thank you all for tuning in, for watching, and for being understanding and sort of like respecting me and my private time and everything. But I think I can slowly transition back into getting back to everyone, like writing everyone and like making more videos and stuff. We'll see. But you know, if any of you are going through this, I don't know, part of me was just like everything's gonna be all right, but it's, I don't know, like so cliche because one thing is like dealing with it emotionally. Like it seems like I'm okay right now, but just because yesterday I was a complete, I don't know, exploding bomb that can cry at any time and point, like just like, man. But anyway, I should wrap it up. So again, like thank you all for being here, for watching, for supporting me, and I hope you have a nice day. So hopefully like try using some of these techniques. If you want to reach out to someone, let me know if it works. And if anything, I'm always willing to share more of the things. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.